Hi everyone, it's Vicky here and this week I'm a guest designer over at the Penny Black blog. That means I'll be posting one video each day. So let's begin with the first card for this week. This is a rose die by Penny Black and this is going to be the focal point of my card. First of all, I'm going to use my die cutting machine and I'll go ahead and cut out 3 of those roses. I'm doing that because I want to stick them one on top of the other and that will make a thicker rose that will look like a chipboard. Once the roses are ready, I'll use my adhesive and stick the 2 of them together. You can also use liquid glue, which is better I think because you can slide the roses until they perfectly match. For the third rose, I'm going to separate the flower from the stem and I'm going to use my distress inks and my finger dabber to put some color on. I'll use 2 tones of green and the lighter first and then I'll use the darker one to add some shadows and bring the leaves to life. And I repeat the exact same technique for my flower by using 2 shades of red, a darker and a lighter one. And now it's time to put everything together. Now that the rose and the stem is ready, I'm going to use my liquid glue and stick everything together. The flower now has 3 layers of cardstock and that makes it thick enough to stick out of the card and add some dimension without adding too much bulk. Check out the photos at the end to see how thick it is. You can actually use more than 3 layers if you wish, but I think 3 are just enough for my likes. If you take a good look on the rose, you'll see that the edge is white. If that bothers you, just use your dabber or your blending tool and add some color on the edges. I was planning to do that, but after I finished the rose, I kind of liked the white edge, so I decided to leave it as is for this project. Today's card is a standard card that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 and I'm using this neutral pattern paper which is also 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 and I'm going to cover the whole card front. I think that this flower die is so pretty and you can just add this flower on top of a card and you are done. But anyway, I'm going to use a sentiment now, which is from a clear stamp set that's called From the Heart. I'm going to use VersaFine black ink to stamp the sentiment at the top right corner of the card and then I'll just use my liquid glue to stick the flower on top of the card. This is a strip of pattern paper, and I just use my scalloped punch to create this scallop edge at the bottom. I'm going to use foam squares at the back and stick it at the very bottom of my card. The whole Valentine's release from Penny Black is adorable, but if I just had to pick only one, it would be that rose dye. I think it's so pretty. And just because I can never stop adding little details on my cards, I decided to use this piece of red ribbon. I think it perfectly matches the color of the rose, and I'm just using my tape adhesive at the back and stick it on top of the strip. And this button also matches the color of the ribbon and the rose, so I decided to add that on top of the ribbon, and I'm using some floss to thread it through the buttonholes, and then I'm using glue dots to stick the button on top of the ribbon. And finally, I decided to add some hearts on top of the card, and just to make sure that the color of the hearts matched perfectly the color of the rose, I used the same red ink pads on a piece of white scrap cardstock. And that finishes the card for today. I hope you had fun and got inspired. Make sure to join me tomorrow for another card. Thanks for watching.